Really just about our players. And I told them in the locker room just how proud I was of them. This season, when things haven't gone well and we've went down, as you guys saw earlier in the year, we weren't able to come back like we were today. And that's a big step for our team going forward. And it says a lot about them. We went up quick and we gave up a kickoff, and then we went down 21-7. And our guys never flinched. They never wavered. They never stopped believing. They didn't point fingers, and we came all the way back and kind of took it from there. So I'm really proud of that, probably more than anything that we did on the field today. There's things we have to clean up, and we need to do better, play better, and coach better, and we will. But all that being said, very proud of the guys, and that's a special group, and they're excited and they're confident, and excited to get back there and with them. So fire away. I'll be happy to answer as many questions as you guys have.
We'll start things off with Rich.
Coach, if I recall, on Tuesday, the operative word was explosives. Were you satisfied with the explosives plays you got today?
Yeah, it's what we've been missing, Rich. Phil hit some explosive passes, and he hit some explosive runs. We had some big time catches in the game. Zay, Jalen, Jaden, Trey Berry on that third down at the end of the game. Jalen Gill on the one he kind of tipped to himself. The other thing I'll tell you is our receivers blocked today like they were on a mission. And that to me, I might be more proud of that than I am of them catching the footballs. We need to be an explosive offense, and we were today. We threw the ball for, I don't have the exact number. We threw the ball for 310 yards with a bunch of long, a 38-yarder, a 24-yarder, a 48-yarder, and a 38-yarder. It's hard to stop. So, yeah, Rich, I'm really happy about that.
We'll go next to Trevor.
Hey, Jeff, just more about the resilience. I mean, you mentioned how, this might not have happened last year or earlier this year, just more about the ability to come back when you guys did go down.
Yeah, it's kind of what I was saying, Trevor. 21-7, that it's kind of been the theme for us is when we go down this year, we haven't been able to come back. The defense early on, we gave up those two big drives, and then we kind of settled in. And I was proud of the guys for that. That's an explosive running back, and the quarterback's quick, and he can run the ball well too. And that's a tough deal to stop. And we came out a little sluggish, but they responded. Woodby's interception in the red zone, a couple more we almost had, a couple of huge sacks. I thought the D-line really stepped up at the end. The way we're able to run the ball, take care of the clock. Even the resiliency, if you really look back at this game now that I'm thinking about it, we fumbled the ball too, in a crucial situation, which was not like us. I don't think we've had a running back fumble the ball all year. So early on, we had some things happen that were unlike us, and guys just kept fighting, which was really cool to see. And again, that's our players, and that's why I'm proud of them, and that's why this is a great place.
Go next to Andy.
Some well-timed blitz calls. There was that 3rd and 8, forced the field goal there in the third quarter, and then at the end bringing 4 on that 4th and 14. What do you think of Tom's game today?
I thought it was great. I thought we adjusted really well on the sideline to stop some of their runs. I think he was aggressive, at the right time. They made us think a little bit. They did some different stuff, and we had to keep talking. And then we lost Sheeta, and then we lost Josh DeBerry. Losing Josh DeBerry and Sebastian and Sheeta and Woodby and Maitre. You got a guy playing, you got CJ Burton playing nickel, which he's never played before. So we're trying to coach him on the sideline. You got some young guys in just battling. I thought the staff did a really good job of staying ahead, coaching through the game. And I thought Tim called a really good game. I do.
We'll go next to Emma.
Sort of more in the defense with that series with about 2 minutes to go in the game. You have the sack Brandon Barlow, pass deflection from Vinny DePalma, sets up a 3rd and long. And then, like Andy said, you send the blitz again, get another sack with a minute and a half to go. What did you see from your defense in that series? And what were you and Tem talking about when you were calling those calls?
Well, that series, I thought the players did a good job. Cam almost had the interception right early. He jumped up and just couldn't pull it in. Then the same thing happened to Vinny. The whole thing with pressuring is all we were talking about. We just didn't want to see the quarterback running around and giving him time. We had seen enough of that. We wanted to keep him in the pocket, and we wanted him to throw the ball. He was holding on to the ball and scrambling and moving around, and guys were getting open down the field. We couldn't let it happen. We wanted to be aggressive, and we were very aggressive, and he made 2 great calls. And the players executed them, though. I mean, you could drop a million great calls. Our players executed them at the end of the game. So give them all the credit.
We'll go back to Rich.
Hey, Jeff, did Coach Collins cross you up a little bit with putting Yates in, or did he just execute the same game plan Sims would have?
Truthfully, I knew Yates was going to play in this game probably Wednesday or Thursday. We talked about it, reading in between the lines and some of their stuff that was coming out. It wasn't a very big surprise to us as a staff. Yates is the quarterback who almost beat Clemson. Yates is the quarterback who started the game against North Carolina, and they won that game. Yates is a good football player. I think he threw the ball, watching him on film, and actually I watched him a lot today in the hotel, to be very honest with you. I thought he threw the ball on time better. I thought he kept the plays alive better to try to push the ball down the field. I think he's a really good football player. I think Sims is really good too, so I'm not disrespecting him. But we knew he was going to play in this game, and we had a lot of respect for him. And I think he's a good, tough football player who can make plays. And at the end of the game, we were not going to let him run around. We were going to take the time away from him and make it throw it on time, and he did.
We'll go to Charles.
You spoke of your how impressed you were with Jamar Gibbs this week and on his long kickoff return. Did that completely change your strategy on kickoffs for the rest of the game?
No, our strategy was to not kick it to him the whole entire game, and I'm not sure what happened. On the opening kickoff, we were not supposed to kick the ball to him, and our kicker just miskicked it, and we kicked it to him. Our plan to win on special teams was not give him the opportunity. I think he's the most explosive guy we've played all year. And I'm talking at any team we played all year, that's the most explosive football player. And the plan was not to kick it to him. And those were not onside kicks we were kicking either. We were trying to squib the ball, and we just mishit a bunch. My wife will probably ask me why we onside kicked twice in the game, and we didn't. Those were squibs that we just mishit. And we were not supposed to kick him the ball on the first kickoff of the game either.
We'll go to Trevor.
When Phil was out, was he just working on agility drills nonstop, or what's gotten him as a runner? He's been unstoppable.
I don't know. He's running with more confidence. Maybe he's got to break his hand to do that. You guys got to ask him that question. I mean, when he's running the ball right now, holy cow. I mean, that guy, what he did today, what did he throw for 2 touchdowns, run for 2 touchdowns, throw for 300 yards? And then he ran for 71. I mean, I'm glad he's back, Trevor.
Go to Andy.
Jeff, I know you said this week that bowl eligibility was not a talking point, but now that you have it, what is that like for your team moving forward?
They deserve it. And I told them in the locker room, and I'm being totally honest with you. I have not brought up being bowl eligibility one time this season. And to me, this was a game, and there was enough motivation to win it. It didn't need to be about it. And I didn't need to make it bigger than it was, because for our guys, it was big. We want to remember November, and that's what we're talking about. And to do that, we had to win this one. But now that it's there, what it means to me is more time with this team, more practice with this team, more practice time to get the young guys better, and then a reward at the end of the season to go away together, enjoy each other, enjoy each other's families, and get to play one more game. And I think bowls are awesome. And this year we're going. And last year we couldn't, and we made the right decision last year, but we're going this year. And now the goal is to get to a better one. And when I held up the shirt that said, bowl bound, that's the first thing they said. Now we got to go to a good one. And we have that in our control, and we need to keep getting better. But the thing I'm happiest and most excited about is to spend more time with this football team, and to enjoy some time together at one of those games.
And we're going to wrap things up with Emma.
Jeff, so early in the fourth, there's a targeting call against their linebacker, number 10, who has the 3rd most tackles in the ACC coming into this game. Did you see that as an opportunity at all for you guys to work on the ground game, anything like that?
There might have been some talk about it. At that point, I was still on with the defense trying to figure out some things. But I felt we were running the ball pretty well in the second half. we also wanted to take some time off the clock. And we were hoping we could kind of finish it off with the ball in our hand. Instead, we kicked a field goal, which is fine. But he's a really good player. But I think we were going to run the ball regardless.